Okay, let's start by breathing deeply in and out and get a sense of ourselves here in these bodies on this planet. We gather ourselves and arrive at this moment in time together. We feel our roots growing deep into Mother Earth, and we feel the energy of this circle. We breathe in and we breathe out. We come ready to work within the truth of these words. We are gathered in the sacred ground of sovereignty in the quadruple cocoon of red rock, guardianship circle, hitchhiker shield, and hazmat suit. All that we love and those we care about are also held in this sacred space. We gather with our teams, with our divine star families, and all beings of light, wisdom, and compassion we want with us today to do our work with discernment and the authority of being in a female bodysuit. With these words, our circle is designed, anchored, and activated. And so it is. Let's place ourselves in the circle, a quality you want to bring in, any people, animals that you feel need to be here with us today. So I'll start. I'm Arleigh. I'm in New Zealand. It's a gorgeous sunny day with a little wind. The scent of fresh cut grass fills my house. And I want to bring in 20 people, one old sick cat, and the quality of joy. And I will choose Cinda.
What a beautiful beginning to our thing, Arleigh. That was lovely, well written and spoken. Okay, so I'm Cinda. I'm just south of Portland in Oregon, and we're prepping for this cold thing that's coming down from Canada. Oh my gosh. It'll be here tomorrow, I think. And so it's raining up a storm right now. Okay, I would like to bring in one person and one situation. And I'd like to bring in health. And I'll take Kelly. Yay, Kelly's here.
Hello, Kelly beaming in from the Kellyverse. That's where I'm coming in from. Here in Portland, Oregon, I guess, in this real world. I want to bring in the compassion for the soft underbelly, and meaning the compassion for those that struggle with mental health illnesses, those that struggle with addiction, those that are trying in their own way to navigate this world. It's something that is really in my threads these days. So and I found this YouTube channel called The Soft Underbelly. It crossed my path, and it's heart-wrenching and fascinating, and has really just been pulling me in as far as a greater awareness to the realness of the struggles that the soft underbelly experiences. So I want to bring in compassion and a deeper understanding of that into this place. And with that, I want to bring in I'll say one situation. One person specifically as it relates to love. And I am complete, and I will tag Audrey.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Audrey from Northeast PA, and I like to bring in 8 situations and 19, actually 21 people. And I would like to bring into the circle today deep integration of soul self and just everything that we are and embody. And I'd like to tag Sue.
Thank you, Audrey. I'm Sue. I'm in Edmonds, Washington. It turned out to be a sunny day, very windy, lots of whitecaps. Cold, but sunny. So with this car accident a month and a half ago, I am finding that triggers all kinds of anxieties and fears, even though I trust the process. So it's been an interesting, bumpy ride. So I want to bring in trusting the process of divine order. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not in place. And things have a way of working out. And I'm bringing in 17 people. And fear. One situation, which is the fear, power over entrapment. It's all the same thing. And I'm complete. Angelique.
Thank you, Sue. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Arleigh, for your beautiful opening ceremony. And I love to be here from the Netherlands. And it's 11 o'clock here in PM. So it's almost bedtime for me. I noticed that I'm really tired over the past week because we had storm all the time, really, really severe storms, even code red that we could not leave the house. And yeah, that was exhausting emotionally and physically and on all levels. Everybody was at home. There was nobody at the street. It was really, really strange. But so I did, how you call that? I didn't do very much either, and that was good. Just being with myself. And I love to share that I was for the first time last week with an acupuncturist, and she found out that she's beginning to work over what makes me so exhausted from time to time is that I put out energy, and it's like you're pulling on a rope and pushing it at the same time. So it comes in and it goes out at the same time. And it's very exhausting. So that is what she's changing and bringing into balance again, which is wonderful. So I have good hopes for that. And I bring in good hopes for everything, for everybody on this planet. for all my brothers and sisters in the 4 directions, for all animals, for all people who have difficulties and anxieties and fear, everyone, just good hope that everything will turn out beautifully and go into the light. I bring in 10 people and 3 situations. And I go to Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon, Woodby Island. They had snow on the north end of the island this morning, but we have sun and blue skies. So it's beautiful here. I want to bring in a depth of clarity. 32 people, 3 situations. And that I'm complete. Back to you, Arleigh. And it was beautiful, Arleigh. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have 102 people. We have joy, health, mental health and compassion, deep integration, trust with a hint of fear, good hope, depth of clarity, and 17 situations that we're bringing to the circle today. And so without further ado, shall we breathe deeply again? Call in our causal teams and see where it is that we're going today. And Sharon, I don't know when to call people back. Will you do that?
I will, Arleigh.
Okay. So breathe deeply, center, and happy travels.
Looks like we'd be close to being back, maybe another minute, Arleigh, and then over to you. Here we are.
Who would like to speak first?
I'll go first. I was awakened early this morning with the thought of what would it be like if all of the truck convoys and giant yachts and mega devices going into space were filled with all the material, food, housing, clothing, jobs, really quality integrated healing centers, so that every place they went, they unloaded all of that stuff and changed hundreds of lives, went back to the beginning, got another truck full. And so I'm holding that in my imagination for all of the hoopla. Let's reverse the money so it flows into what we would call good and benefit. And that's what I held. And I'll pass to Audrey.
There we go. So I have been honestly losing my footing with awareness. And I actually asked for clarity on how to not lose my footing so much when things come in. And they just said, call us in, call in the PTO, call in the ancient ones, and trust in the messages that you're given, and trust that you have the tools to help the people that you need who come to you. So that was the message. Thank you. And Lucinda?
I wasn't quite sure what I would do or where I would go, but I started to think about my husband in a conversation Scott and I had this morning. And, we had COVID together, but he only had it for less than a week. And of course, I had it for 5. And anyway, but his coloring has not been good. He's had an underlying shade of gray. And he just hasn't been acting healthy. He's been physical and he's active. So he's not in bed exhausted like I was, but he's got a really gray cast to him. So I just decided that I would do a deep dive into his psyche and into his physical, and working with Archangel Michael. Michael showed himself to me, and we did some clearing and some sucking and some altering and some work on his heart and on his lungs, and that was quite lovely. I was working on him, and I thought, oh, I forgot to ask for permission, and then I just laughed. It's like, I don't have to ask for him permission. He's mine. So anyway, we talked about him calling the doctor today and get some tests done to make sure he's okay, because we have a wedding to go to in a month and a half. So anyway, okay, Angelique.
Thank you, Cinda. I did a little inward journey, and it starts like I'm sitting in a stone circle, and the sun shines on the altar in the center, and I'm surrounded by my guardian team and these amazing wisdom keepers, the stone people. I feel such a deep gratitude and love for the Mother Earth, and she invites me to rest my body on her body. And I feel myself laying on the back and watching the beauty of the sky and the clouds, and they are traveling and shape shape shifting. They are shifting their shapes. I feel Mother Earth beneath me and Father Sky above, around me, and the circle is never ending. I'm aware of the whole planet Earth, and I am aware that I'm part of this whole beautiful and amazing living being and the universe. And I feel her breathing inside of me. And I feel such an expanding gratitude being one. That's it. Thank you. So what I got as a message afterwards is that this being one is such an amazing inner knowing that when we connect with her in this way, that we are never separated, whatever happens. So that was the message from the journey. Thank you. I go to Kelly.
That was beautiful. I'm not going a whole lot of anywhere these days. I'm just in the primordial void, the blackness, and watching and witnessing though the fibers or the threads as they pass by me, kind of like plasma fields. And I actually shared, I think this, I was talking to you Sunday this weekend. I was like, I see these clusters, like these little weavings, these nettings. You know, you think of a paranormal channel and you see it like lingering in the ethers. But I'm like seeing those and I'm like grabbing them and deciding what do I want to pull forward. So that's where I've been really since a lot of last week. It's in the darkness and the silver threads. So just, I guess, putting in possibilities for the future is how I like to view it. Grabbing the threads that will have the greatest impact for the greater good for all things, the mother, all living sentient beings, everything moving forward. So that is what I have to offer this day. Thank you. Sue.
Thank you, Kelly. So I was asking where I could go for my journey, and I got pulled outside. And I just walked down to the beach, and my feet were in the sand, and there's the wind blowing on me, and there's the sun shining on me, and there's the water lapping at my feet. And it was all four elements. And it was like I was trying to do something with it, or what should I do with this? And it was kind of like, could you just enjoy it? And to just be with all four elements was, I think, a new awareness for me. I have enjoyed that. Edmonds Beach used to be my favorite beach, and I would drive an hour to get to it. And then I stopped doing that. And so I've walked down there. I've been there for just a few days, and I've walked down there, I think 3 times. And I'm actually experiencing all four of the elements, but I'm not acknowledging I'm experiencing all four of the elements. And today I am. I realized I got them all four right here in a way that is my favorite way to experience them. And to just be still and know that they work together for my highest good, and to just trust that and to trust the process. And it's almost too simple. The human mind likes to analyze, dissect, take it apart, see why it works, why it doesn't work, put it back together differently, and really screw something up. So when I come from my heart, I can experience the beauty of the elements. And when I come from my ego, I have to make something out of it. I have to do something. I have to make something. I have to take it apart. So my allergies are really, really bad. But I may go for a walk anyway, because it's cold, it's windy, and it's beautiful. I'm complete. Thank you. Arleigh, have you gone yet? Okay, you're next.
Thank you, Sue. I asked where I should go, and the word remember came up, and then I was reminded that dogs, cats, and horses hold a special energy for humans. And I was shown my own dog's face and her eyes, which I have often thought have reflected an intelligence, a being, something outside of what we think of as dog on many different occasions. But dogs, cats, and horses hold special energy for humans. And then I was reminded that the salt in the ocean has a crystalline structure. Okay, there you go. And I was reminded or told that the main reason for COVID is not, it's all the divisions that COVID causes, the divisions between people who have had it and haven't had it, vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, long COVIDers and hardly had a sniffle COVIDers, just division after division after division after division from this one little virus. You know, an amazing amount of negative energy work has been done by this one tiny little virus. And I finished up with, well, no, then the wind came, and I was reminded that wind can be a messenger. It's a clearer and bringer wind. So wind showed up. And then at the end, I was told to keep repeating the mantra, asking Gaia to come in the fullness of her power, to be in the fullness of your power, and to be a true expression of yourself. And to just keep repeating that over and over, which I assume is because as a being in a physical body, we can take away the shackles that we have placed on Gaia, telling her, oh, you poor little thing, let me help you by recycling. Let me help you by doing this. Let me help you by doing that, you poor weak thing. We can give her permission to be herself. And that came through in a message from the ancient ones. And I think it's important that we all take up that mantra, or at least I was told this is important. So that's me. So we still have plenty of time left in the hour. Sharon, should we visit? And how should we use this time?
You asked me, which you did, I would probably go say if there's something that wants to be shared, one more go around, and then let us stay in the energy that created. That's how I think would be good. So go for it.
Arleigh, I hope you don't mind that I put you on the spot for a second. It's all good.
Go for it.
But I want to comment on my observation of your personal and spiritual growth. and your gifts that you have shown up to share with us, and that I feel so fortunate to bear witness to all of this. I mean, I don't even know when was the first time you and I met, but was it 2 years ago? I mean, was it just a year ago? Was it just 2 months ago? But I want you, I mean, I think sometimes we're not aware of our process because we're the ones living in it. But I have seen your growth, and I have seen your confidence, and I have seen your clarity, and I am in awe of it. I mean, we've all gone through such beautiful, beautiful growth, but since you are leading us today and guiding us today, I know that that was a bit of courage on your part, and you did it. And I also just want to acknowledge my observation of your personal growth. I mean, I could say something about everyone in this room, but I just wanted to focus on you right now. So I hope you don't mind that I put you on the spot.
Thank you. I have tears in my eyes, literally, and it has been a battle for me. I joined this thing called the Loom, and when I first joined the Loom, I could not show up on video, which you are required to do twice a day. I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
And when I started showing up on video, I had to write everything out and read it and pretend I wasn't reading when I showed up. So that's where I was. Not to say that I still don't write things out for important things like opening the circle today, but I am more able to show up. And having it recognized, Cinda, means so much to me. I can't tell you, well, my voice is cracking. So yes, I can tell you in thought, word, and deed. So.
Well, your words are so thoughtful, and I know that sometimes when we put it down on paper, we can make sure that we are expressing those thoughts well, and you do, but also in your spiritual gifts and your intuition and your trust in spirit and the protocols that and how you use them. And yeah, so thank you
Thank you.
for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Just want to say thank you, Audrey, for a beautiful ceremonial beginning. It's gorgeous, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
You know, on all fronts. Well said. Beautiful.
Some of us might be holding a heaviness that might not even be our heaviness. But then there's others of us like Kelly who are up there polishing the silver strands that she doesn't even need to know what they will become. And so that's a collective, that's a collaboration. Like Cinda said, something could be said about each one of you, but being open to letting that hearing, sharing, that Cinda always does it so beautifully. And Arleigh, I definitely second it. I mean, I've seen it in you, so for me, it's not like so new because I've just kind of seen it there, right there. So, blessings, blessings.
Just want to say I'm so thankful for this space. I don't have a big family, and you are my family in a soul way. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. Thank you. Thank you to each of you.
What it means when they say you found your tribe. We might have several tribes, but the tribes that we have and we choose have common qualities of character. common character ways of being in life. And then that is our tribe. It's like we're home. So over to you, Arleigh.
Okay, we're going to close the circle. Again, breathe deeply, feel our connection to each other. Remember to take the gifts of this circle with you as you move off into today and tomorrow. They are your gifts. They are meant for you. And with that, our circle is closed and we are back in the mundane.